Many people are very clear what their passion is, but they have external barriers that are in the way. If you have barriers that are stopping you from living out your dreams, then you need to get past them. You have full control of external barriers, and you can do something about them. People. The biggest barrier to someone not fulfilling their passion and dreams is another person. It is common for someone to add input that is hard to listen to, because you feel like you are being made fun of. A person may ridicule the idea, think it is silly, and much more. The last thing you need to listen to is an outside opinion if it is negative. If you have a passion, you need to surround yourself with supportive people. Someone who is not supportive is not who you want around, because they will only bring you down. That is, if you let them. When you have the right support, you can do anything. When family members are not supportive emotionally, then it can make things difficult. The best thing you can do is let them know you are fulfilling your dreams, and they will not stand in your way. It is your life, and you need to be satisfied with it when the time comes. People who are not supportive you may have to shut out for a while, until they see that it truly makes you happy. Money. Money is one of the biggest barriers that cause people not to move forward with a passion. Money can be overcome. There are many ways to get money together to start your own business, or live out a passion that might cost a lot of money. The best thing you can do is begin cutting costs in your life, where you don't need them. Many of the ways you can cut costs in your life include not eating out every day for lunch at work. Pack a lunch. Consider taking the bus and not driving in every day, so you don't have to costs for gas and parking. Think about many of the additional expenses you have, that you really don't need. You might buy tons of extra things at the grocery store you don't even eat, but it happens because you always go grocery shopping when you are hungry. Every time you save money, you would have normally spent on something else, like a lunch at work. You need to put the money away. Open a savings account, or buy a lockbox at home, and put the money in it. Don't count the money, or ever get into it. Just remember that every time you are adding to the box, you are getting closer to achieving your passion. One thing to remember is that by being creative with your life, you will most likely find other ways you can make additional money to put aside for your endeavor. You also may find a way to start your dream, without any startup costs. There are many ways to start your own business if it means you begin in your home first. Money is an obstacle that can be overcome. It is the most common excuse people use for why they cannot live out their dreams. You should never fear for your survival. In most cases, the financial payout in the end will be much better. Time. Another reason many people do not live out their passions and make them happen, is because they say they do not have the time. This could be close to true if you commute to work hours away, and get home late at night, and never have time even for your family. This makes you feel selfish when you want to take time out for yourself, to live out a passion. If time is a problem, you must find a way to make time in your life to do what it is that you want to do. You might consider waking up an hour or two earlier every day, or staying up just a little bit later. Remember, sleep is important for happiness and a good day, so you cannot cut too much into your sleep. Finding the time is very important. Time wasted is very common for people who claim they do not have the time to live out their passions. You might spend hours every night watching television and not doing very much on the weekends either. This time might be your relaxing time, because you work so hard during the week. It is time to start cutting out all of the time wasted in your life going by doing things that are not productive. You do have time to get started. You just need to manage your time better. Remember that you don't have to complete an entire project once you get started. Job. If your current job is the reason you cannot live out your passions, then you should find a new employer. If you are not doing what you love to do in the first place, then it won't matter if you find another work. Your job may be your livelihood, but you need to work toward being happy with your life, and successful. When your job is the reason you cannot be happy, you won't even be successful at your job. You won't move up, and you will despise it. It may be very hard to wake up every morning to go to work each day. Don't you want to do something that you enjoy waking up in the morning each day for? You can, and you have full control over this. Fears. Fear is another one of the biggest reasons people do not move forward with their passions, and make their dreams reality. You can overcome fears, and you need to overcome them. By the power of curiosity, you will be more open to suggestions and know that there can be a better outcome than what your mind has limited you to believe. You might have a fear of failing, and this is why you have not moved forward with your passions. If you fear failing, it is natural. Not many people start something new or take on a passion, and immediately are successful. There are many fears and failures along the way you will experience. You have to pick yourself back up, and keep it going. Being afraid to fail is normal, and you don't have to let it stop you. When you fail, you need to take it on as a learning experience so you can grow from it. Failure can be turned into a positive experience. You might even have a fear of success. That might sound funny, but many people are afraid to succeed. They have problems saving money, and as soon as they start saving up enough to start their dream, they spend the money on something they don't even need. Later they are kicking themselves and begin the saving process all over again. You should never be afraid to succeed. This fear is natural, and many people have a self-esteem low enough they don't believe they are good enough to be successful. You can be as successful as you really believe you can be. Don't let your fears of what could be getting in the way. Learning. Learning is another obstacle for many people. You might have finished school 20 years ago and figure you are done with learning anything new. This is silly, and you are always capable of learning, even when you are at 80 years old. You need to take on the entire learning process as a fun and exciting thing. You will be living out your dreams soon, and if it requires you to obtain a certification, or learn something, then you need to look at this as a stepping stone toward your goals. There are many obstacles that you can say are the reason for you not living out your dream. These are only temporary barriers that you are using as an excuse for not moving forward. You are in control of barriers, and your mind. You have control of the people in your life who are supportive or not. You have control over your job, or the ability to creatively find ways to fund your endeavors. Barriers can creatively be overcome, to get started with living out your passion. You need to stand up and say no more to barriers that are in your way, and start living your dreams.